Hello, everybody. Sorry for the month-long wait, but it is another episode of Waxing Philosophical with Jay Bongo. Now, on today's topic is sort of um, talking about holding people accountable for actions that they have done. Maybe, let's say, we're not talking like a few years, like maybe a year or two ago. I'm talking like let's say you're like 50 years old and somebody wants to bring up dirt about what you did 20 years ago or 30 years ago, or even less, to a less extreme extent, say you're my age now, 23, and you did something or you were accused of doing something when you were maybe in middle school, or late end of middle school or the early end of high school. At what point is it okay? Like, it's first of all, I want to say there's nothing wrong with holding people accountable for their actions. We do that to grow. We do that, and not people might not think about this perspective, but people do that so that the rest of the species can grow as well. That's unconscious because we point out bad things when they happen. People learn from that, or people don't. But you know, sometimes the message does get across. So holding people accountable for their actions is a good thing. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing at all. But I have to wonder sometimes with some creators and just some people in general, when does it become an obsession of always holding people accountable for their actions, even if it's stuff that they have probably long since atoned for or are actively seeking help? You know? And I'm not gonna lie, some topics in this video are gonna get a little bit comfortable. Um, Not really looking for too much of a debate. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. So, if you were, let's say you were an online internet creator, you're 26, 27 maybe, you have a respectable following. Then some dirty laundry about you comes up, like some serious accusations, like um, sexual assault, or even worse stuff involving you know people of the younger persuasion. Now, I'm not going to say what that is directly, otherwise YouTube will get upset. So those that know, you know. But anyway, say stuff like that happened a long, long time ago. Um, you have shown remorse for this. Not only have you shown remorse for this, but you have admitted this to people. You have said that you felt bad, but like all these three things aren't enough to atone. Of course not. No one should think that's enough. You publicly admit that what you did was wrong, and you are actively seeking help for it. All right, you're doing a lot of stuff right there already. You're seeking a therapist. You come clean about a lot of things. You don't exonerate yourself. You do everything right in terms of like properly addressing an issue of what you did in the past. Okay, say you did that. A few years go by. People bring this up again. And yes, it's still concerning, and of course, you still don't exonerate what you did. So you're just like, yes, I have gone through all these necessary steps. That's not enough. You still need to atone. Really? After everything that has already been done, they still need to atone? How about this alternative solution? Instead of trying to constantly hold people accountable for what their past, when some of them have already gone through this painful process of reliving what they did, coming to terms with what they did, feeling the pain of all that again, and then healing back. How about you don't associate with people that make you uncomfortable? And another part of that is to not condemn other people for liking this person or liking these people, like you as a person. Um, the fact of the matter is, we all need to be willing to move on from our past. We all need to be willing to confront any mistakes we've made, move past them, or work through them, and then come out being better people. We don't have a choice in that regard, really. Sometimes that choice is made for you. Sometimes you make that choice yourself. And some people just don't want to move forward. Basically, the only person that is going to be able to help you in that case is you. You're often the creator of your own problems, and therefore you need to confront them largely yourself, but you can also obviously get help as well. Please do get help if you do have ever confronting issues like that. But to stay sort of in focus, if something that somebody else did makes you so incredibly uncomfortable that you feel like even if they went through all the necessary steps of atonement, of, you know, basically learning to live with themselves again, if they actually did feel that bad. And of course, you're never going to know if it's on the internet. Alright? You're never going to know. So, of course, take everything with a grain of salt. But if you are still not convinced, then just don't bother with that person anymore. If that person's a lost cause to you, you are free to think that. But it does you no credit to continue to bring somebody down like that. It does you no credit to get other people on your side on this crusade against this one person that largely this conflict is inconsequential even if you put it into the scale of the planet in terms of conflict. There are people dying. There are wars going around. There's famine. There's destruction, loss of property, crime, theft. Oh, crime and theft, whatever. There's generally awful shit happening. We just got back from a fucking pandemic, and you feel offended. Now, I'm not trying to invalidate feelings here, even though that is largely what that would probably do. But to build you back up, in the grand scope of things, what matters to you is your own self-growth as a person. If this person is hating this person holds you back, then you need to cut ties. You need to cut ties and you need to move on, or else you will never fully grow. Ever. I've been there. I have absolutely been there. And I've been there with real people, as well as just people on the internet, people on World of Warcraft, which, by the way, I'm still playing again. I never learn. So, there's people in general. I've made mistakes with some of my friends. I've moved on from them. And I continue to learn every single day. Every single day. About what is the right course of action when it comes to dealing with people. Because here's the thing, like, people talk about marine biology being the science that always changes, that you're always learning something new. The soft science of just people, just learning to deal with people, psychology, sociology, all of that stuff, that's changing every day too. This pandemic has sort of, in some ways, made us look at all of how we view other human beings just completely differently. Just completely different. It almost, because it's a society that for a long time has been shut in. Like, we were outside for we were shut in for pretty much years, and then we're just now starting to come back out, and it's just like, how do we deal with this society again? You know, it's a lot. So yeah, if basically the baseline of that whole spiel was, if somebody is holding you back, let them go. And that can be just somebody holding you back. And what I have said, which was just, if what this person has done makes you obsessed with them, you know, not being that person you don't like, then just walk away. If that's a lost cause to you, that's a lost cause to you. Now, if it's something that's absolutely irredeemable, on the counterpoint of that, if somebody does something, they're not very clear about seeking atonement, or they're not being very clear on if they thought they were in the wrong, you have every single right to demand clarity. But if even that is not healthy for you, then take a break. I didn't say stop. I didn't say stop. But take a break. You need that break. Now, on to other stuff. On the topic of this, I want to talk about, and maybe on the next video, I'll talk about friendships and morality. Basically, the baseline of that, I want you to think about for next video. Are your best friends good people? And did you did you become friends with these people because they are good? I'm going to pretend that was deep and then leave. Alright, everybody, I have been Jay Bongo. You have all been awesome. I'm so sorry for the long hiatus. And I will be back with content on both here and the Dirt Laser channel when given the opportunity to do so. I will see you all later and have a wonderful day-night cycle.